Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Trains with Shane. As you guessed, I am Shane, and here we have a Southern Pacific unit. Let's see, this is an F7 according to the box. I picked this up along with 3 other units used off of eBay, and it was being sold by trainz.com. That's trainz.com. They have a very large website as well as a very, very large eBay presence. In addition to selling a bunch of new products, they also buy large used lots, estate sales, people getting out of the hobby, etc. So they have a very, very large selection of used stuff. So I found this unit in a lot of 4 on eBay, as I said, and I went to their website and purchased it there because the product SKU for their website was in the eBay listing. And since I did that, I was able to use a discount code to get a couple of dollars off. It didn't amount to a ton, but it was a few dollars cheaper than it would have been if I picked it up on eBay. And since I'm on a shoestring budget here for this stuff, I save pennies where I can. So Southern Pacific. This is made by Life-Like. I have a couple of Life-Like engines. This little GP38 I've had for a very long time. It's a tiny bit noisy, but a very good runner. This unit here, also Life-Like. I've had this for a while. Very heavy and a very, very smooth runner, and it will pull very well. It's kind of cool. Instead of using the dog bones like a lot of manufacturers do in their drive assemblies, these particular Life-Likes, at least the 2 that I showed you already, use a coiled spring, which allows for some driveline shock absorption, as you would imagine. And very cool stuff. So let's get into this guy and see what we've got. You see down in the bottom of the box here, it looks like we have a coupler spring, because there is no coupler in the back here. I have seen this on a few used locomotives that I've purchased. I'm wondering, maybe guys have swapped out for a knuckle coupler at some point and decided to take it back out. Looks like we also have a horn in the bottom there, which, yep, looks like one fell out of the top. Not a big deal, easy. Overall, a little grimy. I don't know if this was weathered or it's just nasty from sitting on someone's shelf in their basement for 100 years. This thing is pretty heavy. Looks like we might have some funky dried lubricants in our gear set here, as well as some oxide, corrosion, stuff that shouldn't be on the wheels. And are the wheels made out of copper or brass, it looks like? That's kind of cool. I haven't seen that yet, I don't think, unless I broke that. Yeah, I guess I have before. These are just a tiny bit lighter. Detail on the front's pretty good. I notice we have the bottom section here still intact, and it is split right in the middle. I'm not sure if that is from the factory or if it's broken, but either way, if it's broken, we can fix it. A pretty decent detail on top. This is probably a fairly old unit if I had to guess. So let's get this over onto the test track on the layout and find out what it does or what it doesn't do. I will see you over there. Alright, we are over here on the test track with the Life-Like F7, Southern Pacific. Let's see if she moves. Power, power, full power, nothing. Let's give her a wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Nothing. I see no lights. Oh, wait, had maybe a tiny bit of life there. She jiggled forward a little bit. We're at full power on the transformer here. Let's go backwards. Oh. A little sign of life. Let's go back forward. Every now and then we get a little stutter out of her, but nothing conclusive. As you can see, the wheels are fairly dark here, so it at least needs a cleaning, probably a cleaning and a lubrication. So we will take it over to the disgusting workbench. I will see you there. Alright guys, we are back on the disgusting workbench with the Life-Like F7A unit here. See if we can get this apart and see what we can do to make her run. Off the bat, very heavy little unit. We might have to... I don't know if this is damaged or if it's supposed to be split. I guess it'd help if you guys can see it. There's a gap right here in front of the pilot. Guess we'll just have to be careful and kind of slide it out like that. Let's see if I can accomplish that without breaking anything. Okay, starting to slide. Looks like the chassis is coming out separate from the back weight. These things have lead weights in them. Okay, there we are. That looks like, you guys can see that, I would say it's not supposed to be cracked, so we'll dab a little glue on there. Okay. There's our first of 2 lead weights. It could be pewter or something else, but I'll bet it's lead. Have our headlight goes through the hole in that one. It's pretty neat. Power is supplied, it looks like, through wires connected to contacts on either side. The truck here, the trucks look kinda scongy. Caps covering the worm gears. Let us give it a little bit of power. See if we have an electrical pickup issue here or if we have a drivetrain getting bound up issue. Ooh, ooh. It wants to move. There's lots of oil in here. Butterfingers. Actually running okay. Let's flip it over. Give it some wheel power here. These wheels are blackened to be dark, so they're not just scongy and dirty. Not getting a whole lot of power pickup on those. Intermittent on that one. I can feel the motor budge a little bit, and same on this one. Let's go back to our direct contacts here. If I can hit this from underneath, I probably can't. Let's go back up top here. Well, I guess we have some kind of an electrical pickup issue. The wires don't appear broken on the bottom of the truck contacts here. Come up here, they're soldered securely to the contacts there. Likewise, these down here look fine. Wonder if the wheels just need to be cleaned. We can try that. Let's see. Move our power contacts out of the way. How should we go about this, guys? Should we juice them with power and let the rotation do the work for us? I really don't want to have to try to drop these trucks. I mean, it's not difficult to do. You push this little pin out right here, push it out either that way or this way, and it comes out and the truck just comes down. The trouble is, if we get these contact wires disconnected on either side, I'm not sure I have the soldering skills to reconnect them. So, I'm going to get up here with one of our little handy rags made from an old t-shirt. Get us some mineral spirits. Make a mess. Managed to knock a few cars off the other side of the disgusting layout circuit track here. I doubt we will meet with much success just wiping these, so I will probably have to try to get some power to juice these and let the motor do the work for us here, if it will, because it's kind of the problem we were having anyway. I can jam in here and get any type of connection, because there are pickup bars. More power. Almost wanted to go there. Wonder where our pickup bars are. Kind of like to have about 5 hands working on this. Uh-oh. Careful with electricity. DC isn't too bad. What we're going to do is we're going to juice the motor here and put these wheels down on our cleaning pad. I'm not sure if that worked or not. Let's get into frame here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Kind of using this like a micro train. Is it micro trains or Woodland Scenics track cleaner, where it electrifies the wheels and it's supposed to clean them. I'm not sure if it is or not. The motor runs great. So we have to get our electricity up here. Then there is still the possibility that it could be the pickups on either side, on the inside of these wheels. I don't know if you guys can see them in there. I hardly can. There's a copper strip in there on either side. You can kind of see that one. May not be getting good power from our wheels. Uh-oh. So we get good contact on this wheel and this wheel. Kind of okay contact on that one. But what that might allow us to do is to get power going sufficiently enough to get down on these and really give them a good clean. Guys, be sure to comment on these videos. It helps them be seen by other rail fans. Yeah, I am so good at this, huh? Back off my power here. What I may try to do is see if we can feed this thing directly. This is absolutely not optimal. I currently have the power turned off. And we'll rev it up once we have this thing connected. We're just going right to the contacts on the side of the motor here. In an effort to turn this thing over and juice it with our transformer. And of course, I don't have enough slack here to go all the way around. All right, let's dial up a little bit. There we go. It would probably be beneficial if I got like a pair of tiny alligator clips or something. Let's get some more mineral spirits here. You guys could probably also use isopropyl rubbing alcohol. Just be sure it's a high percentage of alcohol. If not, you might run the risk of it having like water or something mixed in with it. Apply a little gentle pressure, not too much. This thing runs quiet. Of course, we don't have any weight or anything on it. It's just freewheeling. Let's dial our speed back a little bit. Find our Labelle 102. And that should get up in there into the worm gear as well. Running at about 50% power on our ancient HO scale transformer here. Use that because that's what I had. Although I do have a one of the cool Kato with the directional and the throttle. Picked it up for like $17 on eBay. See if we can just get that oil off of there. Well, that seems to have worked not horribly as far as connecting our wires here to our motor terminals go. So I can fish these out of here without taking any of these impossibly small headlight and pickup wires with me. The wires and stuff, they're very good for obviously for conduction, but man, if you ever have to try and fix them, just not micro, just very small down there. Motor's a tiny bit warm, but we were putting a load on it, so now that we've got our stuff disconnected, let's see how our wheel pickups are doing. Straighten our wires back out. We're dialed up to about 50-60% on the transformer here. Obviously, I'm not as thorough as putting this thing down onto a rail and testing it, but we are getting some contact here. May just be a matter of putting this thing back together and running it in. So you know what? Let's do that. Put our front weight on. Make sure our headlight protrudes. Rear weight on. That thing is a chunk. Actually, I'm going to set this down on the table here. I'm going to dab a bit of CA glue in there. You know what? I think I'll let it sit up for a little while, and then I will put this thing on the track and give her a test run. I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, we've got everything assembled here. We're on the ring track on the disgusting workbench here. As you can see, I've removed all the rolling stock. The eagle-eyed among you may have already noticed that I removed the coupler from the front pilot, moved it here to the back where you need it. Yeah, in theory I could have taken it and turned it around and just ran it backwards forever, but I don't have a good quality A unit to turn this into a C unit or backwards A, whatever you want to call it. Let's give her a little power. A little jerky. She goes back around the Z-Quill. Air duster, here she comes. Pretty quiet. Let's speed her up a little bit. It's a tiny bit noisy when you turn it up. I wonder if something's grinding in there. I have to check. Let's go backwards. Dirty spot in the track, maybe? Stutter, stutter. How about more power? Yeah, we're still having some minor electrical pickup issues, it looks like. I ran this thing for 10 minutes straight forward and then 10 minutes backwards, and it did perfectly. Yep, obviously an electrical pickup issue. I'm not taking these trucks apart. I may try to get a deeper dive in there with some of my little cleaning sticks to clean the contact bars, but yeah, trying to take those trucks out is too big of a risk for my limited soldering abilities. But this thing sure works a heck of a lot better than it did. The thing I don't like about it is the headlight. It's just a little dim at low speeds. I mean, you get this thing trucking, moving so fast you can hardly see the headlight, but you can see it. It seems to run pretty good. Let me get some cars hooked up to this and we'll see if it can pull. Alright guys, she's pulling. Nice and quiet, nice and slow. Gave me a chance to break out my Southern Pacific caboose that I picked up a few days ago, specifically to ride behind this locomotive. So it's a good thing I was able to get it to run. Ratchet up a little bit. There's a pretty good, fast, prototypical speed there. Ratchet it up a little bit more. Even more. We'll start to get out of the not prototypically possible speeds. And let's slow it back down. And there was a lot more left on the controller, so she probably would go fast enough to derail herself in a corner. So let me bring her around one more time and stop her here in front of the camera for a beauty shot. There we go. If I had a pulse control throttle, this thing would probably creep really well. But that's it. That's going to do it for the Life-Like F7. Will it run? Thankfully, we've got another win here. So I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Trains with Shane, and I hope to see you soon on the next one.